This video is all about our little trip to Snowdonia with friends. So join us on the simple and laid-back getaway to Snowdonia National Park. So here we are heading off together on a 4-day trip, although I'll just be covering day 1 in this video. Now with our cars packed and everyone in great spirits, we headed out and hit the motorway. Now before I get into the journey itself, I just want to say that the essence of this video isn't just about the places we visited or the sights we saw. It's more about the experience and the fact that 5 South Indian families here in the UK actually came together and made this trip happen. That in itself felt really special because being in a foreign country, moments like this mean so much more. Just spending time and making memories and enjoying the simple joy of being together. The weather at first wasn't exactly what we'd hoped for. There was some drizzling, but after a quick stop at a service station, the skies quickly cleared up and there was sunshine for the rest of the journey. The drive itself was so relaxing, and I've always felt that there's just something about driving through the countryside in the UK. It's so calming with all that greenery and open space, and it's definitely a sight for sore eyes. Driving into Wales and through Snowdonia National Park was something else. We were all struck by the beauty and the simplicity of this place. The cobblestone pathways, the endless range of mountains, and I've never seen so many sheep in my life before. They were a sight to behold. And even though we had been traveling for more than 5 hours, none of us felt tired. We were just happy to be on this little trip together. We finally arrived at our Airbnb and the view from the cottage was just beautiful. It wasn't over the top, it was simple, peaceful and so calming. We were so happy to be there that we didn't even feel like going inside right away. So instead we stayed outside for a long time, just enjoying the fresh air, the scenery and definitely each other's company. And also just knowing this was where we were going to stay for the next few days, away from all the noise, away from work and the busyness of life, it felt like such a blessing. The kids, of course, were having a great time running around, laughing and playing. They had their bubble guns out and we even had a kite flying. So it was such a simple and joyful start to our stay. We felt grateful, happy and completely content to just be there together, enjoying the moment. And that first evening felt like a deep breath we didn't know we needed so much. After soaking in all that we could, we finally went inside and our groceries had already been delivered. So we settled in, got the kitchen sorted out and started unpacking. Because we planned to do all our cooking ourselves, we had to sort things out and get the kitchen prepped. Meanwhile, the kids were still running around and having the time of their lives, and eventually all that running around had worn them out and they called it an early night and headed straight to bed. So that gave a few of us a chance to go out for a little evening stroll nearby. It wasn't anything planned, just a slow, quiet walk to take in the place a bit more. We got to look at the moon that was so beautifully shining over the lake, and we didn't have any big plans. We were just glad to be away from the city with no work or school to think about. And this trip was all about slowing down, spending time with friends and soaking in the beauty of God's creation. And that's how our first day ended. Peaceful, happy and excited for what was waiting for us the next day. The next day we woke up to a beautiful morning and it just felt incredible to step outside and breathe in that fresh mountain air. We'd done the night walk the evening before, so now we wanted to explore in the daylight. And so we set off on a walk, and I think it's been one of the best early morning walks I've had in such a long time. So it was just us, the nature around, and of course the sheep wandering about. And there was a beautiful lake nearby, and the view of the lake in that quiet morning light was just so refreshing. It was an amazing way to start the day. The kids were excited and they were ready for breakfast. And after breakfast, when we left, we got an even better view of Snowdonia. And the plan for the day was to head to Landedno. And by the way, on our way into Landedno, we went through the Penmenbach tunnels. It's known locally for a touching tradition where drivers honk their horn or beep twice as they pass through in memory of two workers who tragically lost their lives during the tunnel's construction. So driving through, you can almost imagine the challenge of carving into solid rock. And then as you come out, the view of the coast is just beautiful. And then as we drove into Landedno, the whole place just looks so beautiful. Landedno is a charming seaside town. It's known for its Victorian style houses, the rows of buildings facing the sea. You could tell right away why people love coming here for seaside holidays. And from there we started making our way up towards the cable car point. So we wanted to ride the cable cars, and the climb up in the car was a little scary with those narrow roads and going uphill, but the houses by the seaside and the views opening up around us made it worth it. And then once we reached the top, we realized just how windy it really was. So the cable car wasn't running because of the strong winds. Of course, the view was just amazing, but because the cable cars weren't running, we had to switch plans, and thankfully we had the tramway up there. So we decided to go for the Great Orme tram instead. Now this tram is actually pretty special because it's one of the only cable-hauled trams that are still working in the UK, and it's said to have been running here for over 100 years. So it moves really slowly, but that's part of how it works. And our ride was quiet and easy, and we could just sit back and enjoy the views as we went along. So the countryside, the sea in the distance, and yes, the sheep, because you just can't escape them here. They're everywhere. So the journey itself meant we had to switch trams halfway down. And also, since we were such a big group of almost 20 of us, we had to wait for a tram that could take us all together. So it wasn't rushed. It was just a simple and calm ride where we could just relax and soak in the surroundings, and it was really nice. After the tram ride ended, everyone was absolutely starving, so we needed to find a spot where we could all eat. And since we had packed lunch, we hopped into our cars and we took this beautiful coastal drive. It's called the Marine Drive around the base of the Great Orme, and it was just stunning with the mountain on one side and the beautiful sea on the other. The views were so striking. All of us were completely dumbstruck by how perfectly God created these landscapes, and we just couldn't get enough of it. The drive was absolutely beautiful. So then, once we reached a nice spot, we had our lunch, and afterwards, there was a little bit of cricket. And once that was done, we got back on that same lovely drive, watching the ocean beside us. And we had hoped to hit the beach after, but the wind was really picking up, and since we had little kids, we thought it would be safer to head back and call it a day. And that's a wrap of our first day. I hope you enjoyed watching it unfold, and there's more to come from the rest of our trip. Thank you for watching.
I awoke all alone on a Sunday playing games with the names in my head. It's a shame I can't change. Maybe one day you come crawling back to me instead. We keep spinning in this game, no one's winning if we just take a little more time. I could breathe and relieve the anxiety just knowing you'll always be mine. Maybe I believe in the language of love. It's written in the heavens and the stars up above. It takes a little patience, but if you give enough, it'll work out right. It just takes a little time. Some might say there's a way to be open and honest with the voice in your head.